Good morning. Well, it really depends where in the world you are. It could be good afternoon, it could be good evening, it could even be good night. Um, but here in Wuhan, China, it is definitely good morning. See, it is 7, almost 30 a.m. On Friday, the 2nd of June, 2017. And my first impressions of China, um, it really reminds me of Lagos in so many ways. And if you've ever been to Lagos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. From the driving to the weather to just the way people are driving, to people crossing the road. You know, people are driving to their own legal rules. People are crossing the road like, whoa. Literally crossing the road diagonally while on the phone, and there are cars coming in every which way direction. I don't even get it. If you've ever been to Benin, I would even liken it to driving in Benin, and driving in Benin is certainly more interesting than driving in Lagos. Yeah, so first impressions. The weather reminds me right now of Lagos because it's very hot. Hot. And someone coming from London, where we don't get too much of a summer, it's a welcome change. I love warm weather. It's even almost as humid as DC. And if you've ever lived in DC and you know how humid it gets during summer, it gets pretty humid here in Wuhan. And this is only day 2, the 2nd of June, 2017. While I was at the hospital, a gentleman comes up to me and he says, "Has anyone ever told you you look like Rihanna?" And I was like, "Yes, I've actually gotten that before, yes." So he's like, "Oh, please, can I take a picture of you? My girlfriend's a huge Rihanna fan." So I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I smiled for the picture. So definitely different from being in London. People don't come up asking to take pictures with you in London. They may look, but not really say much of anything. And it's quite interesting because I met one of the other ladies who's also a teacher. She's been here for 2 years and she's actually doing her master's in linguistics. And she was asking me yesterday morning, "Oh, have you had any culture shocks yet?" And I was like, "No, not yet. Culture shock? No, like, what do you mean culture shock?" And she basically was like, people pointing and smiling and taking pictures. And literally less than an hour later, while we were in the hospital, I was waiting to have my chest x-ray. The guy comes up to me to take a picture. So, yeah, I can now say that has happened. Actually, when I was at the airport in Hong Kong, I did have 2 ladies profusely smiling, like I'm talking skin and teeth in my face, like you know, and they both had Japanese passports, so I just smiled back. And yeah, but other than that, it's been a great experience. I've met some really friendly, lovely people, made some new friends already, made at least 3 friends yesterday, so I thank God for that. One Ghanaian, one fellow UK from Middlesbrough, and one Wuhan native. So yeah, it's been good. Went to lunch yesterday, and yeah, they like spicy, and I'm not talking spicy. I'm talking Nigerian pepper soup times 5. Like, yo, spicy. I picked this Hanan and rice hot pot, you know, thing, dish. And let's just say I was not prepared. I even asked for it to be extra spicy. So maybe that was my fault. Who knows? But yeah, dude, I was not prepared for what took place thereafter. The the lady I went to lunch with, she just graciously was smiling at me, but I'm pretty sure my whole face was red because I kept having to blow my nose, and I was like, I'm so sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Like, literally every other bite, that thing was hot. Like, hot. But I said to her, it was good. It tasted really nice. It said pork, so I assume it was pork. And yeah, I've not had any stomach issues, so yay, we thank God. God is faithful. I also want to thank the Lord really and truly for this wonderful opportunity, and for the ability to just be able to come here and meet new people, be in a new environment. I thank God for making a way, and I thank God for bringing me this far. And I know that as He's brought me this far, He will definitely see me through this process. So I will be documenting through videos and pictures, and just whatever other means I can and am able to do. I think it's definitely going to be a great experience, and I look forward to it. Day 1 has proved to be eventful and fun. So can't wait to see what will unfold in day 2 today. Other than that, other first impressions, Wuhan seems like a really, really big city. Loads and loads and loads of just sky high buildings just everywhere. In terms of the way the shops are set out, it's sort of a mixture between having malls, which they have in the US, and having like a line of shops as we do in the UK. So that's also interesting to see. I actually haven't, surprisingly, been into any shops per se. Where we had lunch yesterday, they did have I don't know how to explain it, but it's sort of like a shopping complex type thing. And inside they had, so okay, I would liken it to having like market stalls, but instead of it being outside, it was inside. And as a result of it being inside, there were actual restaurants inside of the building, as well as little kiosks, like, you know, businesses set up in the middle. So with that, you had everything from jewelry to clothing to food to games, you know, children's games and things like that, which I thought was pretty interesting. Unfortunately, I didn't do a video of that. I really should have. I'll try and do it today because I will be going back in that direction today. Have to go back into the office for more formalities. Yeah, so essentially, those are my first impressions. My hotel is pretty nice. I can't complain. I really am grateful to God. I will be going down to breakfast very soon. I missed that yesterday. Not having a repeat today. Yeah, lovely weather. Nice people so far. And yeah, I think other than the taxis, definitely, and they have moped taxis as well, which we used to have a lot of in Lagos in Nigeria, but that was banned, so now we don't really have them as much. But here in Wuhan, they're everywhere, like how they used to be in Lagos. They're called okadas in Nigeria. I'm not really sure what they call them here in China, but yeah, they have them everywhere. And the taxis also remind me of some taxis in Nigeria. So, yeah. I'm sure they're different ones. I'm not actually sure if they have Uber yet, but I will look into that actually. I'll check on the app to see if anything turns up. They have their own version of WhatsApp, which is WeChat, and it's quite interesting because you can virtually do almost any and everything on WeChat. You can pay your phone bill on WeChat. You can pay utility bills on WeChat. You can pay vendors when you go shopping on WeChat. You can pay friends on WeChat. You can split a bill, like a restaurant bill or something, on WeChat. You can, I mean, the possibilities are like endless. Those are the ones I have seen so far, but I'm sure it far extends that reach. And obviously, similar to WhatsApp, they have, you know, like the status updates sort of thing, but it's called memories on there. And yeah, so that's my little first impressions of China, Wuhan in particular, because that's where I'm located. It's a very big city, bigger than I'd anticipated it being. I did anticipate it to be big, but yeah, it's pretty huge. I was able to sort out quite a few things on day one, which is pretty good, you know, such as setting up a bank account, setting up a phone plan, getting my